Well, I guess it's official. We're all going crazy. Yeah, so official. Ooh, my hair's so wet. Ooh, all righty. Let's just let's go over some crazy shit. So, um, it's just crazy. Welcome everybody. My name is Mary June Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, an astrologer, coming to you with a 411 of the shenanigans of above and so below, and a little bit of the 411 of the cray cray of the news around the world that I find very particularly interesting, you know, and I hope you do too. One of the first ones, and it just made me think is, well, New York had a earthquake and it hadn't had one since 2011, and but it was 4.8. If that means anything, just I'll let you think about that for a moment. Tomorrow, on the 8th of April, we are having a total solar eclipse. It's called the Great American Eclipse. And it's a big thing. It's really causing some crazy, oh my goodness, predictions and earthquakes and grid issues. And what else is going on with this? I mean, the amount of cray cray that's happening with this eclipse, or that's coming, that they are projecting out into the world, is is I've never seen, like I've been through eclipses before, but this one is quite nutty. Now they say it's, the eclipse is making an X in Texas. Yeah, well, I talked about that from the eclipse making an X from 2023. It's not the American eclipse of 2017. That one, it went straight across. This other one is, came from the west and went down. This eclipse is coming down through Mexico all the way up and moving upwards. Now, it it is a powerful eclipse. I agree with that. It is a powerful, powerful, powerful eclipse, but it is a powerful one of transformation and change. And one of the reasons why I am bringing Hecate in tonight, and we are doing this meditation tonight for the new moon, is to really anchor in some powerful wisdom energy into the world and allow ourselves to stand in the power and the wisdom of you know of this beauty, of this enlightenment, of this greatness of energy that's coming in. It is really, I mean, so many different phenomenons that are happening around the world is utterly crazy too. Now, couple things. CERN did turn on. It's not turning on April 8th. It's already turned on. So if you started feeling a little bit off from April 3rd, that's one of the things. CERN was turned on. So CERN turned its collider prop thing on was it on April 3rd. So that was turned on. As it turned on, I don't know, does it have a correlation to an earthquake happening in New York? I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not a conspiracy person. So it might have had something. I don't know. Anyway, so there was the earthquake. CERN has been turned on. Uh, I have been feeling a little bit off since April 3rd, and I didn't know it was turned on, except, except I have, I didn't know, but I'm now following a physicist. Um, you've been feeling ill since yesterday. I've been following a physicist on TikTok who works at CERN just because I am curious and I want to know what the fuck. CERN is also changing its name to NERD, and it has its acronyms for why it's in. They're changing the name to NERD. So they're changing the name, they're changing the logo because so many people were writing in and saying it's 666 and all this kind of stuff. So CERN has now heard the concerns in changing the name to Nerd, which is fine because they are a bunch of nerds. So that's what's happening with CERN. It's very interesting to what I find interesting when I'm looking into the things that they do at CERN. It's just, I find it fascinating. I really, really do. It's just one of those things. But For her to go down before it started, like you cannot be um you can't be in there when it starts up, right? So before it started up, I watched her go down. Like she has what she does is that they take the information that they receive. Like they can't actually see it, but it's kind of like a the information that is there's evidence of what the protons do, and when they collide or when they do certain things. So there's evidence of that, right? So they see the evidence and then they can put it together and see what it all means. That's sort of a brief explanation of what I got from her that my little brain could comprehend. So what I just found fascinating is for her to get to the different sections, and she took us down to the different sections, is that she has to get a scan, her iris scanned if her through every single section. And she said something as she was doing that. I thought, it was just as she was going through every single section that, if it doesn't scan, then you are confined until they can figure it out who you are. So, are you saying that if you open up this dimensional portal that comes in and then it tries to get out and it can't scan its irises, it's you can find it? That's basically what I understood from that. So they do open like it's crazy. Plus, CERN has been going for 70 years. Scary as fuck. You're right, Lisa. It is scary. Like, would you say that? I'm just like, and then my brain goes to like, my mind goes to other areas like, what? So the other thing, because I know Lisa was saying that she felt sick on everything. I've been extremely dizzy, like getting dizzy and just feeling like, oh, wow, like kind of wobbly out of sorts. And I know the energy is really wonky and stuff, but usually I can really recenter myself. I had last night, Steve bought a bottle of wine. God bless him. Love my husband. I had one glass. I'm sorry. I was you would thought I had the whole fucking bottle. Like really. Like I just after about 2 sips, I was just like, "Whoa, what altered universe has this happened?" Yeah, I know I was at an expo earlier on and I was doing readings and stuff, but it wasn't crazy. It was a good expo. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. Um but you had sort of it had a really nice flow to it. It wasn't like boom 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 kind of thing. So, and I was in and out. I set up and I was out. This is what I love doing about readings now. Go in, do my stint, come on and leave kind of thing. So, because I don't have any product anymore, except for me, I am the product. So, I knew I was tired and everything else from it, which is fine. But it was just weird. So the energies are, I'm going to say for everybody, really, really intense. They are very, um, can be very overwhelming. And with that overwhelmness can bring in a lot of dizziness, trying to get your thoughts straight. Don't force it. Don't force this energy. That's the other thing. Just don't force the energy. If you're going to force the energy, you're going to find yourself in a real kerfuffle. I mean, I just finished the new moon readings and I felt like I was repeating myself through a lot of it because of all of the effects of how it's affecting every single one of us. It's not just like sometimes you have a full moon or a new moon and there's one area of it just affects that area kind of thing. No, this is affecting like many facets, right? And that's how powerful it is. And that's also to do because it is with Chiron, it is with the North Node of karma and where you are being led. We also have on that day, let's just add it into Mars is conjuncting with Saturn. Why not? Like, why not have the two malefics come to fucking together, on the same day as you're having a new moon, solar eclipse, and the world is fucking freaking out, thinking that there's going to be an 8.6 earthquake that's going to happen in California, to even more earthquakes that are going to happen throughout the whole line of this disruption of this eclipse. Now, the next thing that I found really, really weird is that parts of Alberta are getting information about school closures. We're having a partial solar eclipse. They're telling the kids not to go outside. Like, excuse me, when I was in school, everybody went outside for a solar eclipse, and we looked through this little piece of paper thing, and we made these things to go out. Nope, they cannot go outside, because if they look at it, they will be having their eyes burned out or some kind of fucking shit. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just like mind fucking blowing. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. If your kid usually goes home for lunch, make sure you pack a lunch for them so they don't go outside and walk home and look at it, because the partial eclipse will be in effect from like, I don't know, was it 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock or something within Alberta. Then in northern Alberta, they had a notice from Danielle Smith about the grid going down, the power grid. This is April. Like, excuse me? Okay, yeah, I know we had snow. I know we've had a lot of shit going on, but a power grid. And then I'm watching, I'm just like, okay, I heard about this and stuff. Of course, what happens to me is that I run across some TikTok thing from this woman who is from northern Alberta, who is in Sherwood Park at a at a hockey game that they're doing their finals right now for in hockey in some of the leagues. Anyways, she goes, all of a sudden, she goes, everybody, she goes, all of us were sitting together, and I could see it because I was a hockey mom, and you all sit in your group and stuff, and you're talking away what's going on and everything. Everybody got the same alert at the same time, and she goes, then the power goes out. The lights start to flicker, the power goes out, the alarms go off. We have to evacuate. All these kids have to come off the ice, and we have to go outside. And the power never went back on. Parts of northern Alberta, in and around outside of Edmonton and other areas, had no fucking power. The last eclipse, I remember the guys I worked with put 17 pairs of dark safety glasses together just to look at the eclipse. Was freaking hilarious. I've seen different scientists say that you can look at the eclipse, like many of them. And some of these guys are like astrophysicist dudes and everything else, that there's nothing wrong with looking at the eclipse. I mean, it's like your eyes are going to get burnt out. I mean, that's the kind of thing that they used to tell us when I was a kid too. But the amount of fear that's going out there is phenomenal. It's just mind fucking blowing. Like, I am just dumbfounded at it all. And it's like, okay, where my mind goes is like, what is the ulterior motive to all of this? There's something more. When they're getting you to hype up about something, run the fuck the other way. Remember that. Run the other way. Why are you hyping me up about this? What do why don't you want me to do this? What's going on there? It's like, pull back. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Pull back the curtain, and what do you see? It's this dumpy, fat old man with bald hair trying to make everybody scared, kind of thing. So there is an agenda. I don't doubt it. There is an agenda. This isn't the first time NASA has shot rockets at the moon. They've done it before. They've done it on other eclipses. So they have done this before. This isn't the first time, but it's the first, but they're bringing it out now. And of course, the name of it is some demonic goddess kind of shit that they named it. It is interesting how, certain things are, well, we've done this all the time. Now everybody's making a big shadoo over it, kind of thing. People are aware of it. I feel like if you are in the Texas area and stuff like that, I mean, the towns and stuff that are affected are right now, you can't find a hotel, motel, Airbnb, whatever, Lyft, whatever other ones that are out there anywhere in that area. Like anywhere. It has been sold out for months. And plus the rates that they're charging people, they're charging some people, like in some of these little dinky towns, they're raking in the fucking money. They're charging people over $1,000 a night to stay there. You want to see the eclipse? You want this? Okay, this is $1,000. The little stupid little plastic little things that they put on their glasses. Some places are selling them for $500. So people are making money off this. There's like huge money to be made. It's just utterly, utterly ridiculous. I am just like, oh my God, the more I see about this, then okay, we gotta add something more onto this, something more cray cray is that a volcano that's already active in Italy blows another hole. But it blows a hole that it forms these clouds that look like perfect rings, and they're called vortex rings. That's what they call them. And you're just like, oh. So we're just adding to more of the chaos, of the craziness that I think Mother Earth I think she's trying to tell us. And I think that's what we need to listen to. We need to really come in to the earth and come into the grounding and allow ourselves to connect with that energy. One of the reasons why I say I'm bringing in Hecate for the meditation tonight is because of her power, her wisdom. She is, I mean, sometimes she gets a bad rap, you know, throughout the ages. But she is a goddess that brings in the wisdom, the four corners. She's the triple goddess. She's the goddess of the graveyards, right? She brings forth her coffin, and that's what I keep on seeing. She's bringing a coffin into the four corners, and it's not a fearful one, but it's one that she's opening up to say, what is it that you want to put within my coffin? What is it that you want to bring forth? What is it that you want to release in order to have the renewal that is here for you? That renewal, that power is there for you. But if you decide to go into the fear and go into, other craziness that's out there, it's just going to manifest even more for you, because with Mercury retrograde, you're not going to receive all the information. With the solar eclipse, you're not going to receive all the information, because the sun is not allowed. The sun isn't at its power. The sun is being like, holy shit, I can't do anything, guys. I can't do anything. I'm being restricted in what I can do. So the sun is being restricted, and the moon is there restricting it, and casting that shadow upon the earth. So there is that restriction of not being able to step out, to do, to see, to be, everything that you want to. So you might be feeling like you're hitting a wall. You're hitting, things are cloudy. Things aren't focusing. I'm feeling ill. I'm feeling sick. I mean, the day that CERN turned on, it was, Steve was doing really, anyways, he was very sick that day. It was just like, oh my God. And was not feeling well at all. And it took him a while to get, and that's not how he is, right? So it took him a bit to get him together, kind of thing. So my daughter even said, man, I'm getting headaches like crazy. And I'm just like, oh, really? This is what I love about my Aquarius daughter. She's like, what, Mom? I was like, what? And I said, well, there's a total solar eclipse. I mean, that's coming in. Your Aquarius, your stuff is squaring over to Aries, and plus you have a moon in Aries at the end of this. And she's like, oh, what does that have to do with it? This is a daughter that goes like, what does that have to do? Because I want to be logical about this, because I'm an Aquarius. I want to bring in that scientific mind that brings in something that is, I know this kind of thing. And I'm just like, explaining to her, like, there's a lot of different frequencies that are coming in and really getting people to, feel differently, feeling different vibrations. I said, it doesn't, plus the collider thing under Switzerland just turned on. She's like, oh, well, what's that? That's another deep dive of a hole that to go down. But this is, so many different airwaves are coming in, and like I got like airways, you can call them frequencies, but they just told me they're airwaves. So these airwaves, these different airwaves are coming in, and they're hitting the earth in many different areas of the world. And with that is causing the airways are causing the frequency changes within each of us. Now, some of the frequency changes that are coming within us, some of them are good, some of them aren't good. Some of them are creating, maybe even more havoc. Those who have any neurological disorders, or anybody who's having any who has nerve damage or anything along that, may be feeling more of the intensity, which isn't a good thing, because you don't nerve pain is not nice. It's really yucky. So they might feeling more of the intense. Those who suffer from migraines, um, the intensity again, there's there. It's just raising that pressure within you. So it's really also a time of honoring, right? We're in the dark phases. The dark phases of the moon is when our ancient ones retreated, to go over things. We are in the dark phases of the moon. This is a time of retreat, going in, really listening to the directions of where we need to go. We may not see it. Of course, we're not going to see it, but we may have an idea or a feeling or something to bring us into a new alignment. The other thing after this eclipse, this isn't over, man. You got to look at the 3 days before and the 3 days after, especially when it comes to this energy of getting the clarity that you need. On April 20th or April 21st, depending where you are in the world, that we have that Jupiter and Neptune conjunction. It's going to be the first time in our lives that we have a Jupiter Neptune conjunction, or not Jupiter Neptune, Jupiter Uranus conjunction. Sorry about that. Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus. We haven't had that for 84 years. Last time we've had it was in World War II. And then Jupiter is going to go into Gemini next month. We'll speak about that then, because Jupiter's not really happy in Gemini. It causes havoc. It causes, that's the third house. So energies within the third house start to, that's our, that has to do with social media, that has to do with learning, that has to do with speech, that has to do with how we connect, and it's ruled by Mercury. So it's a expansion in how we are connecting, how we are doing the things that we need to do. But that Jupiter, when it comes with Uranus connection, is bringing us something new, something that we are not thinking about, and Jupiter is going to expand it. So the two, they are benefics, right? They want goodness for us. Jupiter mainly is a benefic. He likes goodness. He wants the goodness for us. And same with Uranus, but bringing it in new, innovative ways into our world. So new, innovative ways coming into our world are going to be expanded. So new expansion that's going to be coming in, and understandings of things. That's the positive part. Of course, with everything, there's always the good and the bad, and bringing in that balance. So expanding things to rid things that no longer are in alignment for us, moving out of our way, where things that have been escalating, or things that have been going a little bit cray when it comes to the war front, definitely could be expanded during this time as we go forward. So we are in a, these are some of the top astrological, I'm going to say they're in the top 3 or top 5 that we will ever experience within our lifetime. And they are transformational. They're powerful. If you are a pagan or a druid, I don't care, you could be a Christian or whatever. These are powerful times for manifestation, for creating, for allowing for new opportunities and ideas to come in. The thing is that when you're asking that and you're wanting to go through that, there is where you have to do the work to do it. It's not like, okay, I manifested, I asked for it. No, the work will come in. You want to have something to create and grow. They'll give you an opportunity of saying, okay, here you go. You want a new job? Here, apply here. Some opportunities, information will come, but you have to do the work to get it done and go there and put it, together. So the other thing too is flights. So a lot of airports in that from the East Coast are being closed down. I know Ontario called a state of emergency in around the Niagara Falls area. And that has to do, some of it has to do with the amount of people showing up. When you get, if you're not used to having 1 million plus people in your area, or however much, like doubling or tripling or quadrupling the amount of people in your town and in your area, it does put a strain on a lot of things if you're not prepared for it, right? So that's, another reason why they're calling for a lot of emergencies in different areas. The amount of people that are influxing for this and they're just coming in for it, a lot of them are wanting something. They're wanting the aliens to come down and take them away, to wanting, oh, make everything change, or something magical. Well, the magic's there, but the change is happening within you and how you are going to create that change. What is the work that you are going to put into what it is that you are wanting to create and how you want to create it? So it is, yes, we know that the baddies can do their shit and bring in craziness, but this is where you can counteract it and bring in the beauty and the love and the inspiration and the light to what needs to be done as well. Pretty fucking crazy out there. It is just, I sometimes I just sort of like, are you serious? Like, really? And then I got to sit back and laugh and take a drink of coffee. And think happy thoughts, because so much is there, so much is going on. And plus, the other thing is that we receive things so instantaneous now, information, things, that are moving and shaking and things like that. There's a lot of positive and good things that are happening as well, right? And how we navigate this energy is important. Shauna, a good friend of mine, just texted me and asking me, how do we navigate this energy? We navigate this energy, and sounds so cliche, with calmness and peace. We navigate this energy with bringing in our creativity. We navigate this energy without not going crazy and overstepping, right, into freak out zone. That's a huge one, right? Hello, Derek, and welcome. I'm hoping all is well in your lovely world, neck of the world, in New Jersey. But it is, where you have to come into that peace and reflection. That's what I feel. It's where the divine God, goddess, universe, source, or however you want to call it, is telling you. And then plus, this eclipse is extremely long. It is longer than any eclipse that we've had. It is, over 4 minutes long. And especially at its peak, it's at over 4 minutes long. So with this eclipse, it is one where it's saying, I need you to slow your shit down. I need you to sit on your meditation pillow and take a moment and really do some reflection and internal work. It is the darkness, right? It is a time to go within. It is a time to say, wow, what is the power of the divine? And what is the power of the Holy Spirit wanting to come in and come for us and show us? And in that, allowing ourselves to be open to the changes that come forward from that. So we step forward in our power, in our light, so that we can bring in that divine intervention to the rest of the world. It is a time where we are coming through vast amount of change, a change that is needed, a change that has been there, a change that, Mother Nature has been saying, hey guys, are you waking up and doing what you need to do? Like, not all environmental things are wrong, but it's paying attention to what needs to be done, right? That's what it is. Paying attention. But a lot of people are like, oh, what? My life's fine. Everything's good. La da 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 da. I don't need to, okay. I don't need to pay attention. Yeah, you do. You do. You have a responsibility. We all have a responsibility upon this earth to pay fucking attention to what's going on. You can't go hide in a cabin up. You're going to be affected. Doesn't matter where you are on this world, you're going to be affected. You came down here. You signed a contract to come here to make the change. All of you have. All of us have. We all came down and signed a contract and said, hey, I'm going to help to bring the light to this world in a positive way, in a loving way, in a caring way. And sometimes people are not going to like what I say or what I do, but I still got to continue and do that light. That's what you have to do, and how you do it, and bringing it in a way that is not rude or obstructive to other people. Yesterday, I was watching. I had some time in between my readings, and I one of the newscasters that I follow in the UK did a clip, and this is not love. This is, to me, this is pure evil when somebody does this, because you are treading on sacred ground of what somebody else feels sacred. Same with the native land. If somebody says that's sacred ground, it's sacred ground to them, and you honor that sacredness, right? But this is where you're going to be seeing people pushing boundaries of what they want their agenda to be, what they want. A whole group of Muslims went upon a cathedral and decided to do Ramadan, and pushed some of the pews aside, put their shit all over the floor, and sat there and said, "We're doing our prayers here." No, no, no. That's not what you do. That's not love and light. To me, that is just pure sacrilegious. Same as if, when if you decided to go into the middle of Stonehenge, and people find that very sacred place, and you decide to do something that is against what they believe, their belief systems, because the Druids, there's a very protective Druid society that protects Stonehenge with certain things that can and cannot be done there. It's sacred, right? And it's honoring that sacredness with others. That's part of the love and the light. When you honor that, that means that you can have a conversation with that person. You can agree, you can agree to disagree with whatever their belief system or how they believe it, but you can have that respect for what they have and what they are wanting to do without infringing upon them in a way that is wrong. That is like saying, call it colonization or whatever. What do you think the fucking United States is doing? They're colonizing every fucking shit in the world right now, of saying you got to do it the American way because we're the ones who only know how to do it right. Well, fuck me. No, you don't. That is not love and light. That is not love and light. I am sorry. And then utilizing what a perfectly natural, what the world does, what the universe does all the time with the solar eclipse and the different alignments that are happening, that are trying to tell us to take a rest, take a moment, and breathe. It was in the morning paper everywhere, even underground on the train. Yeah. Take a rest, breathe, breathe. You got to also understand that there is such an evil agenda that wants to take advantage of everything that's going on right now. That's why it's so important for you to gather your spirit and gather your light. It is so important because this is a holy war that we are entering. We are entering into this, and the only way to fight it is with light and love. And it's going to be the biggest fight that we are going to have. And I'm so serious. It is part of my prophecies that I'm telling you now. This is a year, this is a holy war, a war that we have to stand up for our love and light for all. Like, it's not just the Catholic Church or the Baptist Church or the pagans. This is for all to be able to live in harmony and understanding, because we all have a basis of do no harm to none. Every single Christian, Buddhist religion thing that's out there, there's only one that doesn't. There's only one that doesn't. And I'm not going to say it on here. But that's part of it. It's not to, it's to send them more love and light, to send them more love and light as much as you can, and stand in your love and light. And that doesn't mean to be a pansy and to be walked over. That's not it. You don't be a pansy. You don't let somebody walk over you. You stand up. That's love. That's love. When you see your child doing some dumbass fucking shit you don't say, "Oh, don't do that." Well, some parents do, but you're talking to a mom with 3 boys. No, you don't do that. That's not appropriate. That's not what you do. That's not how you talk to people. You let them know, right? That's love. So that they not only have respect for themselves, they start having respect for others, and they don't go around doing dumbass shit. Not saying that they're not going to do dumbass shit, because we all do, right? Einstein about love and light. Every even science proves it. Made me cry and find hope and share of love. Yeah, it is in that. It's like when you put love towards something, it grows. When you put negativity towards something, it gets tarnished and falls apart. When you start seeing things that are trying to push a negative agenda, a baddies are trying to do, this is where this energy is trying to tell you to stand in your love and your light. Mercury retrograde is a time of reflection, of rebounding, of refining, of allowing yourself to come into that collective energy. That energy of the North Node is getting us to really see things in a clearer light, but we may not see everything because with the eclipse that is coming in. So we may not see everything that comes forward. That's okay. That's okay. But we are in such an instantaneous energy of the world right now. We want to see everything now. How do you see it? I want to see it. Give it to me now. And the God and the goddesses of whoever you believe in, and the source and the divine and the universe is saying, sit your fucking ass down and take a chill pill right now, people of Earth. You don't need to know every fucking thing right now. Chill. Take a breath. Breathe. Connect with your heart, connect with your loved ones, connect with those around you. The more we start to do that, the more we bring it in. Any evil force that wants to come in here cannot penetrate it. They can't penetrate the light. How can you penetrate light? You can penetrate the darkness, but you can't penetrate the light, because the light brings out and it dims the darkness. So in this darkest hour that we are going to be entering in, however you want to look at it, it's a time of glory. It's a time of reverence. It's a time of allowing ourselves to stand and just reflect on a lot of things in our life. And it's very important to do that. I do get dumbfounded by the shit that people are saying and doing and everything. Yeah, well, there's a lot of dumbasses out there, and what you think is right and what you think is reasonable. Not everybody's there, people. Not everybody's there. Not everybody had that strict love put upon them to say, hey, this is a dumb idea. Or had that love upon them that said, yeah, I love you no matter what you do, no matter what you say. I may not love the actions that you do, but I love you. I love you as a human being, as a person. That's what I love. Don't love the other shit, but I love you. And that's what you got to look at. I got to love you. I don't love the shit that you do. I don't love that you go into a cathedral and do fucking bullshit in a cathedral, or try and take over an Easter mass and start protesting. How dare you? How dare you? That's evil. That's wrong. You don't do that. You don't go in the middle of a summer solstice event and then start protesting against those people and say, oh, this is bad, and start breaking up their circles. No, that's wrong. That's bad. You don't do that. I sat yesterday and I looked around at that market and I said, God bless us all that we are able to do that market right now. That we as spiritual people, healers were there, beautiful healers were there, readers were there, people selling beautiful things that they made, are able to do that. How blessed we are to be able to do that. And to continue to do that in amongst the crazy chaos that doesn't want us to do that. And that's what you got to understand. Does not want us to do that. There's a darkness there that doesn't want you to gather, that doesn't want you to share your gifts, that doesn't want you to be able to sing. Now it's illegal that if you preach the gospel on a street corner in the UK, you could be fucking charged, but you can go do an Allah prayer on the street corner because it's not going, like, that will offend me if I really wanted to. Actually, I don't care, but that's what it's coming to. That's what it's coming to. And that's why your light is so important. And that's why you can't fucking shut up and continue on doing what you do. You can't shut up. They could shut down social media. They could do whatever. We got a fucking printing press to get the word out. How did we used to do it as kids? right? There's ways of getting the word out. There's mail. You can send them a letter. There's ways of getting the information out. So we have to continue to gather. We have to continue to work together. We have to continue to speak out. We can't allow for the negativity and the baddies to get the rule, because that's what we're fighting. And it's going to be coming even more and more in our face. When the Scotland has passed a hate law of you cannot misgender somebody because that is offensive, fuck you. If you look like a man and you got a dingle dangle, but you're trying to wear the boobs, like, fuck you. You're still a man and you look like a man. I don't give a shit. But that's misgendering. That's hate. Okay. Fine. I hate it when I do some of those little appy things and they make me look like a man because I have such a long face. They misgendered me. I'm offended. I laugh. But that's the thing. That's where it's going. It's like, oh, that offends me. Well, you know what? You being here can offend me. But when I looked and sat back at that yesterday, I was feeling very blessed to be able to do that. I got another market next month or next week with the Pagan Spirit YYC. Very blessed, and very blessed that they're able to do that and even call it a Pagan Spirit. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. And that's what those are the types of things we need to support. Even if you find, you go by a church and you see a church bazaar, support it. Support it. Because those are the types of things they don't want you to have. Those are the kinds of things they want to take away from you. They don't want you to have that. So honor the sacredness within you, and honor the sacredness around you. And don't let this craziness of this eclipse scare you. Honor it. I'm bringing in the energy of Hecate because she has come to me very strongly, and I feel her presence ever so more because she is a goddess of light and love, and bringing that light and love. I used to tell my kids, stupid people get offended, intelligent people learn. I think that was someone famous quote, but my Nana used to say that. That's true, Lexi. That's so true. You don't, if you get offended over something, like, why are you offended? Why? What offended you? If you want to push your agenda upon somebody, if somebody doesn't want to hear what I have to say, then they can fucking leave. That's fine. I'm not asking you to stay here. I just love doing lives. I just really do. Because then I don't have to edit things. Although maybe it's good that sometimes I might record things and edit it because after the afterthought comes in. But now you're just hearing me say what I say right off. Boom. Right? So sending so many blessings out. So let's pull some cards. And we're going to do a herb. Let's find a herb. What is a herb? Oh, I have to look up a healing to promote. And I just looked at this. It's called Adder's Tongue. I don't know what Adder's Tongue is. Let's see what it is. See if there's... I'm finding out herbs I didn't even know there was. Adder's Tongue. Adder's Tongue. And it looks like a tongue. I have to show it on both platforms. So Adder's Tongue. I like that I picked out a tongue. It's like my mother-in-law's tongue. It's American. It's folk name. It's American's Adder's Tongue, Serpent's Tongue. Ooh, isn't it amazing? I picked that one. I think it's kind of cool. Gender, or Adder's Mouth. Gender is feminine. The planet ruling it is the moon. The element is water. The powers are healing. Soak some Adder's Tongue in cold water and apply it to a wound or a bruise. Wrap it in a piece of cloth until the herb grows warm. Next, bury the wet herb in a muddy place. The wound will be cured. I didn't know that one. That is so cool. Huh. That is very cool. I just love that it's, that yeah. I just had a thought of taking a bunch of it and just wrapping it over somebody. My grandson's watching spiders. That's a crazy spider, Mateus. Mateus, that's a crazy spider. Ooh, what's that? Now he's watching mechanical mice. That's just nutty. Let's pull. Let's pull some cards. Thank you, everybody, for coming in today. I will be doing one tomorrow as well. And I will be putting up my written horoscopes on my Facebook page for people. Those who ordered the moon readings for them specifically, those were already sent out. So, first card. Well, things are going to go haywire. So, we got a little bit of conflict coming in. The conflict's reversed. So, it feels like things, maybe it's not going the way that you would like it to go. The Five of Wands, it's about healing. It reluctant to express inner thoughts or feelings as there may be conflicting energies or difficulties. So keeping, this is where things might be feeling very restricted and you can't say what it is that you want to say. You feel a restriction in the truth of what you are wanting to say. And this is where, looking at take some time to disconnect from the lower vibrational energies. And that's, I feel, very much what's happening is what we need to do. Yeah, because you're not going to get clarity of thought of everything that's coming in. Things are going to feel jumbled and all over the place. So really taking that time to get the clarity that you need. And with that, yeah, the sun is eclipsed. You're not going to probably have the courage. You might be feeling a little bit down. Your strength is not all there. So honor that where you are at this time and know that things are going to be feeling a little bit jumbled and overwhelmed. So there you go. Sending you guys out so much love and light. May the Lord Almighty watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all you be, in all you do, and shine your light. Don't stop shining your light. Bye-bye.